In the 1800s, a man made himself a cup of tea, a tea which he didn't finish. He left it on his kitchen table. Didn't clean it up, didn't do anything, just left it right there. How disgusting is that? Does that not just disgust you right down to the underpants? So having not cleared this thing away, it was just left there. And he moved out, or died, or something. Nobody ever knew. Nobody ever found out the truth as to what happened to this man that left this cup of half-drunk tea behind. In the mid-1900s, so that's the 1950s, something like that. This cup was discovered by a slob who decided not to remove it, not to put it in the bin, not to do anything with it. He just left it there because he was a bit of an arse, and that's what arses do. So it was left there, not as long as it was at first. And in 1987, a strange phenomenon happened, which was known as the phenomenon. Now the phenomenon basically entailed the bacteria of the mould growing inside this cup to form a fetus. Probably guessed where I'm going with this, but I'll continue. This fetus, in time, grew with a mother who came across it. Mother, if you're watching this, this is just a joke, okay? I never defaced the years of parenthood you've given me. And now, in the year 2010. Here I stand, after 23 long, painful to the planet Earth years. Hello, my name is MisterMegaTheJester. It's my birthday today. And I've just been thinking, what? I've been on this Earth 23 years, and instead of sort of thinking, oh, 23, you're getting old, why don't I just sort of think, I've been on this planet 23 years, what can I share to people who have not been on this planet for 23 years? Or what can I share to the people that have been on the planet for 46 years that they've never thought about sharing any of the years from 23 and above? Who knows? There's a lot inside a brain. There is an awful lot inside. Have you ever opened your mind up? I have. It was awful and very messy, but there's a lot inside there, so it's funny to think that this funny little pink blob of goo inside your skull holds so many things, so many. What do you like? What do you do for fun? For hobbies? I listen to, say, Ailstorm, for example. Ailstorm is not just a band in Scotland somewhere, it's also something underneath my hat, inside my skull, inside my brain. Doesn't that just freak the shit out of you? Because it scares the living piss out of me. I suppose one thing that I could advise to people that aren't 23, that are thinking about being 23, because it's a good idea to be 23, but I don't quite know why. I can't actually justify why it's great being 23, but it's great being alive. And if you are 22 and your birthday is up and coming, then I suggest you go for it. You have this birthday because it's a great thing to have, mainly because loads of people buy you drinks and people start thinking you're a year older. Yeah, that's pretty good. That's pretty good, you know, because a year younger, people think you're a year younger. That has its perks to it, you know. You can maintain your youth and beauty like I have. Or, you know, can go well for you. But it also means other things, like it means you could end up at the age 50, go to a tobacconist and say, could I have a packet of Rizzlers, please? They'll ID you for them, and you won't get your little pieces of paper with glue on them. Don't ID me for Rizzlers, I don't like it. But if you are 15 years old and you look 60 billion years old, then life is going to treat you very interestingly indeed. Although people might come up to you and ask you questions that you have never heard. What if you're 9 years old and you look like 6? I do realise there is an illness that that does make people age quite rapidly, but they look different. They look different than somebody who would be 8 years old and would legitimately look 80 years old. So we're stepping outside the illness, alright? Nobody bring that up or I will pull down my trousers and rest my balls on your head. And I use Bro cream on my ball hair as well, so it would probably, you know, make some blood come out and, you know. That's right, I am all of the chain gang. I don't know how that makes sense, I just think chain, ball and chain. You might, oh, yeah, or, am I, oh, oh. I sound like Einstein crossed with an English football fan. Hey! But anyway, let's just go back. Yes, that's reverse. That is the motion for reverse. If you want to go forward, it's I just went forward, so I had to go back again to continue with what I'm saying right now. So you're 8 years old and you look like you're 80, and somebody comes up to you and says, hey, I don't know who would say this to someone just randomly, but I'm having trouble with my intercourse, can you help me out? And of course, this 8-year-old who looks like an 80-year-old would be sort of, huh? What? Well, you wait for the stork to come, because the stork's got a sort of folded up nappy thing in his beak. And with that thing in his beak, he flies round and drops you a baby. And that is where babies come from. That's all well and good, but I did not ask you for... I didn't say I wanted to make a baby. I said I just wanted to have sex. You know? Boner. This 8-year-old is this 8-year-old is more interested in skateboarding, scrumping, and all the other things that 8-year-old... Do 8-year-olds still scrump? They should still scrump. They should 100% scrump. I never scrumped, but I wish I did, and so I wish that I scrumped when I was a youth, so that now I could say, I miss scrumping, and then have nostalgic scrumping moments now. That would be fantastic, and we all like Granny Smith. I've scrumped Granny Smith. What have you done with your life? So 23 years, and I've scrumped Granny Smith. That's... got to show for it. But on a serious note, I got nothing to say. So on another silly note, my advice that I can give to you after being on this earth 23 years, right? That's right, 23 years. That is loads of years, and I apologise if anyone out there is older than me. You gotta admit, it's nearly a quarter of a century. That's right, I'm a quarter of a century years old. What are you, bitch? But yes, my advice would be to stop thinking, and if you do need to think lightly, because thinking only ever brings pain. Look at all these smart people that have had mental breakdowns. Just think about that, yeah? God, we're getting controversial now. If this camera was any lower, you'd see my... But I think it's quite specific. I mean, I've got bills that are giving me stress and things like that. And every time I think about getting them paid, it all goes wrong. My mind starts frying itself and I start shaking and I can't get it up and all sorts of things. But the funny thing is, when you focus on the solution, the actual way to solve it all, it's all really easy. But when you're approaching that solution and you think about the problem that you're trying to solve, the solution slows down. So as of the age 23, this is the problem that I am facing now, and the solution is what I've learned this year, and that is to stop thinking about the thing that's stressing you and focus more on the solution. Take care everyone on YouTube, and wish me a happy birthday or I will rape you. I won't rape you, I have a girlfriend. Yeah, you probably don't believe me, but I do. I do.
I'm right here.
Hello. Take care of you guys, and take care of you guys? Yeah, take care of yourselves. I'm not going to do it for you. Anyway, see you guys soon, and yeah, it's been lovely talking to you. Goodbye.